Many of us have questions about who we really are.
Why do you need to know?
I just want to know where I come from.
I'd like to know before it's too late.
And what our future holds.
If you do have the gene, there's a 50% chance that your boy has the gene. Hello, Puppet.
Hello, Puppet.
Now, amazing advances in DNA technology mean those questions can be answered for the very first time.
I think everybody deserves to know who created them.
From our families...
I'm hoping to find if this is my brother.
...to our ancestry...
I was told that I was handed over in a pillowcase.
...to our health.
We've made him. What if I'm the thing that destroys him?
Working with leading geneticists, genealogists and doctors.
When I was born, it was really obvious I was not his daughter.
We're going to help people unlock life-changing secrets.
Everybody knew, and I didn't.
Through the power of a DNA test.
We actually got a very clear result.
Our DNA doesn't lie. But are we ready for the truth? We have found some living relatives. Around 750,000 people in the UK are adopted. But before the law changed in 1975, most adoptees never knew the identity of their birth parents. Margaret was adopted when she was just 6 months old. She's wondering if analysing her DNA might reveal the truth about her biological family.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Come on through, please.
So, Margaret, what made you decide that you wanted to try and find out more about your biological family?
I'm not getting any younger. You know, having worked all my life and now retired, I just feel it's right now.
Which would suggest that you've been thinking about this for decades.
Yeah, and my mum sort of never gave me permission. She never said, if you ever want to go and find your birth mum. So, yeah, so I didn't. I was born January 1953. I was brought up in a very happy household. Although I knew I was adopted, it was nothing. That was my mum. I didn't know anything else. She was my mum. Mum and Dad trying for a family, but wasn't successful, so they went to see the priest. And the priest put them in touch with the adoption agency in Southport. Southport and Liverpool, a lot of Irish ladies came over for the adoption. So I've made up this story that she was an Irish lady. She came over, had me, and probably went back to Ireland.
The only thing Margaret knows about her biological mum is the name written on her birth certificate. But Margaret has always worried she might not have used her real name.
What are you hoping to take from this entire experience? And if we're able to hand over information, how would that affect your life?
Probably a bit of a cliche, but will probably make me feel complete. That's what it is, bad or good.
That's news to you?
Yeah. And if my birth mum, she was alive, just, you know, just that would be wonderful. To go through my life now and not know that there is something else, yeah. I should know.
You do deserve to know. It's your heritage, it's your DNA, it's what makes you, effectively.
It's quite exciting now, thinking, how's this going to go? What we're going to find out?
Mm. How often do you think about your biological mum?
I think on my birthday. Yeah, because I always used to think, if nothing else, she would have thought, yeah, I gave birth on that day. You would too, wouldn't you? Yeah, it would mean something.
So you've thought about her every single birthday?
Yeah, just quietly to myself.
And then I imagine you sort of pushing it to the back of your mind and just getting on with things.
That's it. Yeah, just a little moment.
Life's so short, Margaret.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's been nagging, if you've been thinking about it for a long time, I mean, if you've thought about it every single birthday and you're 67 years old, you know, why not? Why not?
Yeah. There must be a whole family out there with my DNA, but I don't know them. It was a shameful thing to have a child and you weren't married. So it could have been a dark secret, and now I'm maybe opening a can of worms. But then, you know, you don't know what's around the corner, so let's go for it. And be damned. Be brave. Yeah.
Margaret's going to the University of Leicester to meet Professor Churi King. As one of the UK's top geneticists, we're hoping Churi's experience analysing DNA can help Margaret finally find out about her ancestry.
Come on in, take a seat. So, Margaret, how can I help you? What would you like to know?
I think the big thing is there's things I'd like to find out about my birth mum.
It sounds very much like the hints that are coming to you are Irish, and this was a period of time when it was incredibly difficult. Contraception was illegal in Ireland, abortion was illegal, even adoption was illegal in Ireland. And so there was about 2,000 women a year coming over from Ireland, often to places like Liverpool, because it's one of the nearest ports where they could put the children for adoption. So you were definitely not alone.
Yeah.
We don't know that that's what happened with your mum, but it could certainly have been the circumstances, and that's something that obviously we will try and look into. So in terms of the science, what we're going to do is we're taking your DNA and we are matching it against databases that contain, 25 million people from around the world to see if we can find any biological relatives. And it may not be that we find sort of half siblings, but it could be cousins and so on. The other thing we'll do is we can look at a piece of DNA known as mitochondrial DNA, and that comes down to you from your mum. So it's in the egg. So it comes from your mum, which will come from her mum, and going back through time. And what you find is that you get different types in different parts of the world. So we can have a look and see what kind of mitochondrial DNA that you have there. And hopefully that'll give you a little bit of information about your ancestry. So we will do anything we can do to point you towards who your mum was.
Yeah, that's super.
Right, so we need to do a DNA test. So for that, we need to get a sample of your saliva. So we have these kits. They're called spit kits.
Churi and our team will now examine Margaret's genetic code to try and track down her birth family, while our counsellors and social workers prepare Margaret for whatever we may find.
Where do you think I'm from?
You said Tunisia before?
Tunisian.
Lee, where do you think I might be from?
I have no idea. I'm not...
Morocco. Look, you've got this kind of Pocahontas-style look and dark olive skin.
Spanish.
Spanish, maybe. Who knows?
Janine has lived her entire life never knowing the identity or heritage of her birth father. Her white British mum always kept her true parentage a secret.
Thank you, how are you?
You look lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, and the dog. Yeah, you're not scared of dogs, are you?
Hello, mate. You handsome. Talk me through why you're taking a DNA test.
So, when I was born, it was really obvious I was not my dad's daughter, but everybody was trying to say I was. And the reason it was obvious was because I came out looking like Mowgli. I had this head of hair, super dark, and it just was... my dad, Bill, was blonde hair, blue eyes.
And your mother's white?
My mum's white. I grew up on an estate called Braunston, a typically white council estate, and out I popped. You know, I was the odd one out. It was very apparent that I was different to everybody else on that estate. I'd experienced a lot of racism. The children I went to school with would often, even my own sister would call me names. My grandmother was really embarrassed about the fact that my mum had A, had a child when she was 17, and B, it's me, who is not white. And what I find more bizarre than anything is she tried to palm me off as being a white man's child. Myself and my mum moved in with Bill when I was 3 days old. And Bill said, look at her skin. Look at me. You can't say this is my daughter because it's not.
And you've got a good relationship with Bill?
Amazing relationship. He's been in my life 43 years and just been the best dad in the world, you know. His opinion of everything is, you're my daughter, I'm your dad, we don't even need to go anywhere with this. What's the issue? And I'm like, there's a big issue for me.
Do you think your mother knew?
Yeah, I do. And I'd constantly say to her, well, what do you know about my dad? Well, you don't need to know. You don't need to know.
Oh, that's tricky.
It was like the unwritten rule, you do not speak about it. She lived a life of deception, lies. No one ever really knew what she was like behind closed doors. But everyone loved her.
She's charismatic.
Yeah. My mum died when I was 19. And the other side of when she died was those unanswered questions. It was very much, well, you've left me now.
How often do you think about all of this?
All the time.
It's all consuming.
I went through this phase of real angry bitterness towards my mum. And I was like, I've just been lied to my entire life. I just feel like a complete fool. And as you grow older, that does stick in your head. So I think for me, I just need some sort of closure on this.
Do we have any idea who it might be? Are there a couple of names?
No, there's nothing. Nothing at all.
So we're starting from complete scratch. Janine, what's the goal? Like, what are you hoping to find out?
I think in an ideal world, it would be to find out where I came from. What is within my DNA that makes me me.
Yeah.
Even if somebody was to say, Janine, this is what we've got about you, this is what we know about you, then I'd be like, oh, okay. It's all helpful to understand who I am. Because until then, I just don't think I can function properly or let it go, which is what I need to do. I need to close the door on it and let it go, because it's consumed me for way too long.
As well as finding lost relatives, DNA testing can also reveal secrets about our ancestry. Janine is meeting Churi, who she hopes can help discover the truth about her heritage.
on in, have a seat.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
And you?
So, do you have any ideas, anything about, you think about your dad's ancestry or anything? Do you have any thoughts that way, or is it complete blank slate?
It's really difficult because people will ask, are you Mediterranean? Are you Spanish? Are you Greek? Are you Indian? And it's embarrassing to actually stand there and say, no idea, you know. And I feel deceitful then, you know, when people say to you, you know, what is your ethnicity? And I always put white British. You know, people look at me like, are you sure? But it's all I know, that's all I can put down. Yeah, I'm white British.
As I like to say, we are 99.9% the same as each other, all of us humans, no matter where you are from in the world. But what our team is able to do is we look at tiny genetic differences that we have between us. And what you find is that some of these differences have got different frequencies in different parts of the world. We know that your mum's got British ancestry, so we're going to be looking to see if there's anything that's coming out that's not British. So this doesn't look like it comes from your mum's side. So we can say something about your dad's ancestry to give you some information about your own ancestry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your DNA and look at it and go, wait, where does that seem to match to in the world? Okay, well, it seems to come from here. And this bit seems to come from here, and so on and so forth. So I'm pretty confident we can give you some information about your ancestry. So we know that the vast majority of people who take these ancestry tests are European.
Right.
But some communities just haven't started doing this yet.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, because obviously from my point of view, I feel like I was some secret behind the reason I was born, and you know, if there's particular cultures or societies that don't come forward, you know, the information is then going to be smaller.
That's right. So we could have our work cut out for us, really, in terms of this. So obviously in your family history, there's been this really big secret, but the thing about DNA is that it can help you uncover the truth. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready for this. Yeah. This is the next sort of chapter in my journey of adulthood, if that makes sense. I'm just really excited and interested to where this potentially could lead.
While Margaret's waiting for her DNA test results to try to find out more about her birth mother, she wants to chat to her daughter Anna about what they may uncover about their family.
I've wanted to know for over a decade, and in fact I did look into how I would find out how to track down. Like, I've gone on Google before and searched, you know, Liverpool adoption to see if I could find anything that way.
Was that why you wanted my hairbrush?
Swap from your cheek. I think I've tried to approach it more than once before. And I think you just weren't interested in going there. You almost subconsciously just changed the subject. But I think maybe a lot of that was out of respect for when Nan and Grandad were still here. Do you feel ready?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about going forward? What might be found?
I think realistically I've left it too late to find the birth mum, because I don't think she would be alive. And something I keep thinking about, if may I have a photo?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So that would be nice. And the other thing is to find out if she went back to Ireland or went on happily.
Yeah, you'd want to know that she'd kind of...
She was okay.
Yeah, she'd had a full life.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that you get all the answers that you want.
Shocked to hear how long Anna had wanted to know. And as she said, I totally disregarded what she said, but she's been sensitive enough to know I've not done that in a nasty way. I've just not answered the question, not ignored, but haven't chosen to answer the question. And yeah, it's worrying, that.
Margaret is on her way back to the University of Leicester. Troy and our team have been analysing Margaret's DNA to find out about her birth mother's ancestry and attempting to trace her family.
Hello. Hey, how are you, Brian?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You get down okay?
Yes.
Today she's joined by husband Paul to get her results.
Margaret, how are you feeling?
I woke up feeling very excited this morning.
That's great.
I thought, you know, I've not known 67 years, not known, and now today I will.
Do you want to head next door and Paul and I will wait for you?
Okay.
Hello. Come on in, take a seat. Oh, it's lovely to see you again. How are you doing?
And you, yeah.
Good, good. Okay, so what we did was we were taking your DNA and we're analysing it against people in databases that total about 25 million people. So we're looking for first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, this kind of thing. So it's probably going to come as no surprise, but you come back as 93% Irish.
Wow.
And you've actually got concentrations in particular parts of Ireland. So let's show you. So you actually have concentrations in places like Leitrim, Cavan, and Louth. So in this kind of area. So you've got central Ireland here, and then you've got Ulster in Northern Ireland. So definitely your parents are Irish. So I know that you were particularly interested in finding your birth mum. Now, fortunately for us, DNA testing is really, really popular in Ireland. There's also apparently about 80 million people worldwide who claim Irish ancestry, many of them in areas of parts of the world where DNA testing is also very, very popular. So that's what we're looking for. We're trying to hone in and see if we can find out who your birth mum is. We got lucky. So we found 1 first cousin, 6 second cousins, 19 third cousins. And we know about this because of how much DNA they share with you. And that led us to your grandparents. So your grandparents are Margaret and James. So that led us to concentrate on their daughters, and more specifically, their youngest daughter, Bridget. So let's draw you this family tree. So this is your family tree. So you've got Margaret and James, and they have a daughter, Bridget. Bridget has 2 children. And we talked to them. So her 2 children, they really, really didn't think that Bridget had had any other children. And there was this family story that the eldest sister had had an illegitimate child who had been given up for adoption. Because we wanted to be really, really sure which one of these 2 sisters was your mum. So we took your DNA, we analysed it against Bridget's 2 children, and that gave us our answer. So your birth mum is Bridget. So this would be with her husband. You would come off here with your biological father, and you come off there. So you have got younger half siblings.
Yeah.
So that's as far as I can take you with the DNA evidence. There you go.
Okay. That's me. That's her sister and half brother and sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Margaret. Oh.
I think she said 95% of me is Irish.
Which you thought anyway.
Yeah.
So you were right.
Yeah, towards north, which, yeah. And found the grandparents, and there's his birth mum, Bridget, and there's me.
So Margaret, we've been able to get our hands on the picture of your mum. Would you like to see them?
Yeah, lovely.
This is your mum.
Oh. Wow. Gosh, she looks... I can just see something in me in there. Can you? Yeah. Oh.
Gosh.
How are you feeling?
I've just got one question. Is she still alive? No.
She is.
She is?
No.
Your mum's still alive.
Oh, flipping heck.
She lives in Ireland. She's in a care home. She's got dementia.
Oh.
But she's alive and they're looking after her. And actually your siblings are really excited to meet you. And actually they've written you a letter and they've asked me to pass it on.
Oh, look at this. Dear Margaret, hope this letter finds you safe and well. We are overjoyed to discover we have a sister. We are sad that our mother kept you a secret all of these years. Our mother was a very bubbly, outgoing person and loved her bright colours. She read a lot and liked the game of bingo. Our mother now is in her 90th, and in 2015 she was diagnosed with vascular dementia.
Oh, well.
And needs full-time care. We are glad to hear you had a happy childhood and made a good life for yourself. We are all looking forward to meeting you. Welcome you into our family. It's lovely.
Well done, you.
Absolutely lovely. Oh.
2 siblings and your mum. What a morning.
Gosh, I didn't expect all of that.
I
really
hoped
didn't.
it, but you don't.
It's not worth it, isn't it, when it all comes together and you now have these answers.
Woke up this morning and got a family. It's just beyond words. You know, birth mum's still alive. How amazing is that? I wanted to know if she had a good life. And I know she has now, so that's great. Yes, that's really good.
Advances in DNA technology don't just give us the ability to find missing relatives. Some of the biggest scientific breakthroughs are in medicine. Doctors are now able to examine a patient's DNA to reveal potentially life-threatening genetic mutations.
My mum was amazing. She was the most warm, supportive mum. We had a really close relationship. When she'd meet my friends, she'd be like, "Come here, give me a hug." That's what she was like. Even now, I can't believe my mum's not here. I remember the day that my mum told me that she had cancer. I was 18 years old at that point, and I remember walking into the hospital and seeing my mum, and my dad was sitting next to her. I sat down on the bed and I just remember her saying to me, "It's ovarian cancer." And I just burst out crying, and I just hugged my mum. And she was like, "But it's going to be fine." I was so angry. Why didn't she know about this before so that she could have done something about it?
Since her mum died 8 years ago, Jury's been worried that she might carry one of the potentially lethal Bracka 1 or 2 genetic mutations that can be passed from parent to child.
Hi, come in, Stacey.
Analysing her DNA will reveal if Jury has inherited one of these gene faults that can not only cause cancer, but could harm her chances of naturally having children.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Oh, likewise. Oh, I love your
Good.
place.
Thank you.
This photo, is this your family?
Yeah, so that's my dad's mum, my dad and my mum. Yeah.
That's beautiful, that.
So that was my 18th birthday.
Oh, really? You haven't aged at all.
Thank you.
What are you now?
31.
I mean. So, I mean, when it became apparent that it was ovarian cancer, when did you start thinking about, hang on a second, you know, is this hereditary? Am I going to be in trouble further down the line?
I think for us, we were all so shocked when we found out about Mum. I had no idea about ovarian cancer at all. I hadn't heard of it. So I found out from my grandma on my mum's side, my mum's mum,
right,
that actually it does run in our family. You know, that was frustrating to find that out after Mum had passed away. But that makes me want to find out if I have the gene.
Tell me what you know about that.
So all I know is that if you've got this gene, you've got a chance of getting ovarian cancer. For me, I want to have a family. That's really important to me. And if I've got this gene, does that mean that's going to affect my chances of having a family? Does that mean that worse comes to worse, if I need to have an operation, you know, in terms of children, what does that mean?
Yeah. Sort of where you are now, the not knowing, how difficult is it to sort of carry on sort of day to day, go to work, hang out with your girls? Is it always sort of like a heavy cloud?
It's always in the back of your mind, yeah. The not knowing, you're just in limbo. And to be honest with you, when I lost my mum, I didn't really think too much about it because I was young. It's only kind of turning 30 the last year or so, that's when it's mainly been playing on my mind.
You've got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
How long have you been together?
8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is he totally on board? Does he want you to take this test?
Yeah. If I found out that I had the gene, we would have to have a honest discussion about what we were going to do. It's a big decision.
Do you worry, if you are delivered news that you're not after, how you're going to cope with that?
I do worry. I am a worrier. I'm not going to say I'm not. I am worried about it. But until I know, then I can deal with it. Yeah.
If Jury does carry either Bracka genetic mutation, there's up to an 85% chance she will develop cancer. One of the benefits of having a DNA test now is that if positive, she could avoid a potentially terminal illness by having her ovaries removed, but would lose her chance of ever bearing children naturally. The first step is to have an online appointment with Vicky, a genetic counsellor, to see if Jury feels ready to be tested.
Genetic testing is very emotional. Quite often people haven't really thought about how that will feel and how they'll cope with that. So it's kind of Half of our job is science, working out is there something genetic and what should people do about it, and the other half is emotional. People for genetic testing view things very differently. There tend to be two major camps. There are the people who are like, why on earth would I want to know? Why on earth would I think about having surgery or worrying about cancer if I don't ever have to face this? And then there are the other type of people which are, well, if this information is available, if there's something that I can do, why on earth would I not want to?
Hi, Vicky.
It's nice to meet you. I know this is a bit real.
That's all right. Nice to meet you too. So in terms of the information that the test gives you, does it tell me my chances of getting ovarian cancer or other cancers if I've got the gene?
Based on the results, it will give us an estimate of what your risk of cancer was.
Okay. The reason I want to find out if I've got the gene is because of I'm like in my early 30s and I would like to have a family and I want to have kids. So in terms of if I did have the gene, does that mean that there's risk to my children?
It could do, yes.
Right.
So ovarian cancer,
Yeah.
when it is inherited, the most common cause of it is gene faults.
Yeah.
So hopefully you don't have a fault in one of those genes. But if you did, then it would mean you'd have a high risk of breast cancer.
Right.
And also an increased risk of ovarian cancer.
Okay.
So if your mum did have a gene fault, it's a 50% chance that you haven't inherited it. If someone doesn't inherit a gene fault, they might develop cancer. Most people find it quite hard thinking about all of this.
Yeah, that is a bit, I mean, thinking about her and thinking about that is quite hard to think about that.
So the risk of ovarian cancer starts to get higher after the age of 40. So if a woman's 40 and has a high risk, sometimes she thinks about removing her ovaries.
Right.
After she's finished her family and after she's over the age of 40.
Okay. So 40 is that benchmark, really?
Yeah, in most of the genes, we wouldn't worry too much before the age of 40. That's the age that we think about these things mostly.
Okay. Sorry, it's just, it's quite a lot to take in.
It is. How are you? Are you feeling a bit emotional?
Yeah. Okay. It's just a relief because for me, I really want to have a family. So the fact that you've told me 40 is like quite a relief. Because I thought I didn't have a lot of time. So that's like, it's reassuring and it's good news, but it's just quite overwhelming. It's a good thing. Sorry.
The next step would be to take your blood. Once we have the blood, but then we discuss the results, whatever they were.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye, Vicky.
Now Jury has decided to take the test. Her DNA will be analysed for potentially cancer-causing mutations. It will be 4 weeks until she gets the results. Since Janine met with Churi, she's been asking questions about her past. She's keen to speak to Bill, who got together with Janine's mum when she was pregnant and brought Janine up as his own. Now Janine wants to know if Bill might have any information about her biological father's identity.
Bill and my mum got together before I was born, and he's always been part of my life and played the role of dad. Well, he has played the role of dad. He's been my dad for as long as I've been around. Cooey.
Hello, darling.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah. Have we fought any more anyway about you?
Don't know, that's why I'm asking you, really. I've come to dig a bit deeper and see what you know and what you don't. So when she was pregnant with me,
Yeah.
you two obviously formed a relationship.
Yeah.
There must have been some discussion at that point of how I came about.
It was never discussed. She was very secretive about your heritage. And at the time, I weren't really interested, Darren. And one of my very first memories of you, right, was when you were born. You was only days old. You was in my arm, crying for your bottle, for food. So I fed you, right? And since that bottle feeding you, I bonded with you more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not bothered,
Yeah.
right? Because to me, you're my daughter, and that's it.
Yeah. I think for me, it would be nice to just understand more about where I'm from.
Yeah.
I think as a grown woman, I just feel a bit like there's a void missing, and I just would like to know where I'm from and what I'm about.
There is something within me that I do question, like my ambition. I have no idea where that comes from because Mum wasn't ambitious at all.
Right. If I got one criticism of you, right, is you don't give yourself enough credit for what you've done in your life and with your family. But now, listen to Dad before you answer me, please. You're very good at being a mum. You've got a good family life, Nene, and you're a very successful businesswoman. But you don't look at it like that. You look on the black side of most things, the darker side. You are better than you think you are.
There's still that void missing. And I kind of almost feel like once I know that, it will make me relax a lot more about everything else in life.
Right, and let me just say this, right? When you go through this void, Dad wants to go with you. I don't want you to go alone, right? And I'll be there right by your side through it all. You crying? Liar. Oh, come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here to Dad. Come on. Oh, don't cry, babe. Come on. Please don't cry, darling.
Today, Janine will receive her DNA test results. She hopes Chori can finally solve the mystery of her ancestry.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
You look lovely.
Thank you, so do you.
How do you feel?
A bit nervous, anxious. Strange mix of emotions, really.
Well, it's unknown territory, isn't it?
Yeah, 43 years of waiting for some information.
Go next door, just have a chat with Chori, and then come back in.
Hello, come sit down. So actually yours has been a really complicated case, and we've actually used some new research techniques which we haven't done before in the hopes of providing you with some answers. I know that you were particularly interested in finding out about your biological father. And so what we're doing is obviously we're taking your DNA and we are matching it against populations from around the world. And actually we got a really, really clear result. So we know you are getting strong matches around Pakistan, northern India, and into Afghanistan. So let's have a look at a map. Okay, so you're getting a lot of matches in the Punjab province of Pakistan, which is part of that larger Punjab region of northern India and Pakistan. We think that your dad is Sikh, and we actually think that he's Jat Sikh.
What's that?
Okay, so the Sikh religion is actually quite a young religion, but the Jat people, they're an ethnic group which goes back much further in that area. They are major landowners and farmers, and they have strong links to business in that area. We think that your father probably arrived in Leicester, probably after World War II. So this is the time when India and Pakistan were separated. And Leicester, it's got the highest concentration of Sikhs in the East Midlands. It makes up about 5% of the population. So the matches that we are getting back from your DNA are not close matches. So they are people who you would share a great-great-great-grandparent or further. But the surnames that we're getting back are really giving us hints as to what his ethnicity seems to be. And the surnames that are coming back are things like Sidhu, Sahoda, Dat, Panu. All of these are Jat Sikh surnames. But nothing turned up in the databases that could tell us who your father was. We could only determine his ethnicity. But that's essentially as far as the DNA has got us.
Wow.
So how's that?
It has definitely filled a void for me that has been missing, which was, where am I from? Yeah.
And that's really clear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hey.
Punjabi Sikh.
Yeah. So I can definitely relax a little bit more now and know that I've got Sikh in me, which is probably quite obvious, but you just never know, do you? To actually pinpoint on a map with a direct connection is remarkable.
Yeah.
I've kind of walked out of seeing Chori and almost feel I've washed away quite a lot of anxieties and feel more forgiving towards my mum. Oh, God. So I can not feel as angry, which will be nice. And I can understand back in the 70s how having a child who was not white could bring shame on your family. So I can kind of forgive that now and not blame, which is quite nice.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't give you, an exact name, but...
And actually more relieved that there's nothing else coming my way. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
My objective was never to find a biological father to be there, but also just to kind of understand who I am.
You can tell the kids a bit more about their heritage with a degree of certainty.
So yeah, it's all good. I'll go and break the news to Dad. I think he'll be relieved. Yeah, and I think for him at least, he'll know I'll shut up about it now, I won't keep badgering him. I can relax knowing that's me, that's fine, and move on. Yeah. And forgive. That's what I need to do.
I'm really pleased that you feel like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you're, you've sort of exhaled.
Yeah. Instead of having that conversation with him, where are you from? Oh, I don't know. Don't ask. Whereas now I can at least say, well, apparently.
Well, let me show you.
Yeah, look on this map.
Quite specific, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks since Jury decided to test her DNA to discover if she carries a genetic mutation that causes ovarian cancer. Her dad Ali is also eager to get the results.
When Mum got sick, she said to me and my dad, you have to be a team now, you're both a team, and you have to work together on this now. And because she was in and out of hospital so much, it was a case of me and Dad sorting out the house, and he learnt to cook, and he learnt to clean, and he learnt to do everything. That was what, because of Mum, she said, you two have to do this now. And we came together and we did. And it was about supporting her and being there for her as well.
It was the most difficult time of my life. Getting cancer is one thing, but being told you're at this stage that it's not reversible and there's nothing they can do It's not something that you can just forget, but you learn to live with it and you learn to move on, and that's what Jury's done. And that's why she wanted to have the genetic testing, because that was the next stage of moving on. It is on Jury's mind, and she is thinking about it a lot, and she is very anxious. Until she gets the result, you know, she really will not be at peace with herself.
Hello.
Hello.
So last week in my session,
Yeah.
they said that if I did have the gene, nothing would need to be done until I was 40 or over.
Okay.
So that was a really big relief.
Yeah.
But I think it was quite overwhelming because I saw what happened to my mum. It does worry me if I have got it, because then I think about being in that same position. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
And after everything we went through...
Yeah, but we'll deal with it together. You'll always get my support in every way. Right?
Yeah. I feel like it has brought up those feelings again, but at the same time, I know that Mum was always like, you've got to always go for any testing that you can, and I always remember that.
She would have liked you to have had the test. Her own attitude would have been to encourage you and be positive, and she was always positive. So in that way, yeah, she would have said, you're doing the right thing.
I think it's just now getting an answer. I think I'm ready now for the result.
Yeah. Well, you can have me next to you to give you support at that time as well.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Tonight, Jory will find out if she's inherited a genetic mutation that causes cancer. Her dad and I will join her when she gets her DNA test results.
Hello. How are you? I'm all right. How are you? All right. So good to see you. Is your dad here? Hello, mate. How have you felt today?
Quite anxious and quite nervous, actually. Dad's like, don't be nervous, you know, but I am nervous, you know. If I haven't got the gene, then great, you know, that's great. I just get on with my life. And then if I have got it, well then, yeah, I don't know, just gotta face that when we know.
You're right. Tonight is a good night either way. There's clarity.
Exactly.
And you said that's all of what I just need to know. So we know either way.
That's right.
I'm preparing for the worst. I always think of what could be the worst possibility. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, yeah. And are you by yourself or have you got other people with you or?
Yeah, so my dad's here, Stacey's here. We've got a full house today.
Gosh, busy.
Yeah.
And obviously we're talking tonight because we've got the results of your test back.
Yeah.
It's good news. The test is normal. So all the genes that we looked at, they've all come back normal.
It's all right, come on.
I'm relieved, sorry. I just relieved.
It's all right. It's all right. It's good news, so there's nothing to worry about.
There isn't anything to worry about, but I imagine this is a bit of a huge relief, and I know it's been a long build-up and a lot you've been thinking about. Your risk of ovarian cancer is not at all high. It's probably about 2%. There's nothing we'd recommend for you to do.
Okay.
So I know we talked about a lot of really scary and life-altering things. You don't need to think about any of those things.
Okay. I'm just so relieved, I can't even tell you.
Thank you, Vicky. Is there anything you want to ask?
No, you've said it all. That's great news.
Girl! I'm so made up for you. And I think what you've done requires
Really?
such courage.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that and wait for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you as my daughter, really proud.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep crying.
Girl, if you can't cry this evening, I don't know when you can.
Because she's so happy.
You know, you can just go forward now, innit, and do what you want to do. Yeah. Do whatever you want.
The past 9 years, I've just been thinking about, do I have it, do I not? It's like now I can just get on and live life, you know?
Spoke to my sister first. Oh, we were on the phone for, I think, nearly an hour. I said, I've always wanted a sister. And she said, I've always wanted a sister.
So it's most likely to be northern India.
So it goes into Rajasthan, and then it's almost the entirety of Afghanistan and Pakistan.
How do you know that looking at that map?
You just know what countries are.
Not me.
I don't know where countries are.
Me neither, Liv. I'm confused. It's a great weight off her shoulders knowing the result. Now she's at peace with herself. Her whole life now she's got to look forward to.